All right, ZestFesters, let's bring out our next celebrity chef cooking demonstration, a premier chef of Fort Worth and Texas for over 13 years. Chef Jon Bonnell is the owner and executive chef of Bonnell's Restaurant Group, which includes his namesake classic, Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine, the newest highly acclaimed Waters, Bonnell's Coastal Cuisine, and the nationally recognized sports bar, Buffalo Brothers Pizza, Wings, and Subs. In addition, Chef Bonnell is also the celebrity chef of TCU's Amon G. Carter Stadium for all Horned Frog football games.
We got some
He's
frogs
also
out there.
the author of 3 full-color cookbooks available here at the show. His 2 fine dining restaurants are currently both ranked in the top 5 for the entire DFW Metroplex by the Zagat survey, and Buffalo Brothers was listed as one of the top 10 college sports bars in the nation. Not only a chef, he's also the father of 2, married to an Aggie, and has been competing in distance running and triathlete competitions from 5K all the way to the full 140.6-mile Ironman races.
True story.
You've seen him on the Food Network, CBS This Morning, The Today Show, and the upcoming Real Housewives of Euless. Would you please welcome Chef Jon Bonnell.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody, to the last day of ZestFest. Today, I thought we'd do something kind of fun, and that's very realistic. I'm not going to make sausage from scratch. We're not going to take Eddie Dean's smoker and walk 3 live cattle into it. We're going to do something that you can make at home. I work pretty hard. I know a lot of you work pretty hard, and when it comes down to dinner time, man, don't tell me you're opening up an envelope or a can. There's no excuse for not using real ingredients. Today, I'm going to show you 3 different dishes that are all easy to do using real ingredients, regular old stuff that you can find in the grocery store, 5 minutes or less, 1 pan each. All right? Don't worry, I'm not leaving on you. All right. First one I want to show you is a really cool shrimp dish. This is one that my kids absolutely love. You can adjust the heat level on this yourself by how much jalapeno you add in there. So let's see what we're going to start with. Jalapenos, onions, diced tomato, lime juice, and cilantro. What would that normally make? Who said pico de gallo? Raise your hand. Uh-oh, heads up. Coming in. So this is our pico de gallo creamy shrimp, okay? Now, if you wanna cheat the recipe a little bit, you don't want to dice everything up, that's okay. You can cheat it a little bit. It's not like you're deflating footballs or anything. If you buy pico de gallo and use that, instead of doing all the dicing, we're going to let that slide. Here's how fast it is. Wait, I need a kid with an iPhone. Anybody got an iPhone out there that's under 21? How about under 30? I'm asking for someone who knows how to use an iPhone, all the features of it. Okay, we got a technology expert right here. 5 minutes, you ready? Is this dish going to make 5 minutes? Hang on, he's got a text. He's got an Instagram. Are you on the interweb right now? Never have a website done by someone older than you. I learned this a long time ago. Look to the youth. They understand these pocket devices. You ready? All right, I'm going to get my pan hot here. I've got it on number 9. We start with a little extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to start to saute some red onion. Again, basic pico de gallo stuff, right? Some jalapeno. Woo, if I start sniffing, that's from the jalapeno. Hello. I'm going to get a little garlic in there too. Let these guys all start to work together. Here's my standard set of tools. Towel in one hand, tongs in the other. I stir this way. You can do it however you want. Pretty high heat. Just get a quick flash on these guys. Never forget to season. Plenty of salt, pepper. And we're going to toss in some shrimp here. Beautiful, wild Gulf shrimp. Don't let me catch you buying stuff out of third world countries, right? If they're offering you 30 shrimp for $1, think again. If I took you 10 miles from the place that's growing really cheap shrimp on the downwind side, you'd never touch it again. Wild, Gulf, domestic, beautiful shrimp. Good, healthy stuff. All right, so far so good. Let's hit it with some white wine. You like to cook with wine? I love cooking with wine. Cook with beer too. You ever cook with beer? Yeah? I'll show you my favorite trick for cooking with beer. When I was in culinary school, one chef showed us the best trick ever with a chef's knife. Whoop. There you go. That's cooking with beer. Those shrimp are getting done. I'm gonna give them a little toss here. I'm gonna hit it with some heavy cream to make that sauce thicken up. Oh, baby. Then at the end, we add our tomatoes. We get that all the way up to high. How are we doing on time? 2.5 minutes so far. What do you think? We're gonna make it? The shrimp are almost cooked. See how they're starting to make that shape? They're almost there. Depends on the size of shrimp you use. I got some monsters here, but I think we're still gonna make it. Shrimp. Pico de gallo, the only things we're missing so far. Lime juice, use plenty of it. Show you my favorite juicer I've ever had. If you bought one of those electric juicers for 180 bucks at Williams-Sonoma, it's probably sitting right behind your salad shooter in that one cabinet where all your appliances go to die. Use your tongs, just spin them around. It's the best citrus reamer you got. You probably already had the best juicer in the house and didn't even know it. All right. Acidity is key for this. If you're skipping on the lime juice, you're missing the whole thing. Got a little fresh cilantro at the end. Beautiful stuff. How many cilantro haters are out there? Got a cilantro hater? Have a t-shirt. I'm sorry, my wife is one too. That wasn't for you, that was for your spouse. She's the one who puts up with it. Last second, I'm gonna throw in a little touch of pasta. I'm using penne. If you think I'm cheating, because penne takes about 7 minutes to cook, use angel hair. Angel hair takes about 1 to 2 minutes to cook, especially if you buy fresh angel hair instead of the dried stuff. They sell it in almost every supermarket. I'm gonna give this about another 10 seconds. Make sure your seasonings are correct at the end. Make sure you use a spoon. Always. Touch more salt. Fresh. Under 5 minutes, yes sir? Pico de gallo shrimp pasta. Dish number 1. There we go. 1 pan, easy cleanup, towel and tongs. That is one of the most beautiful things about my day when I come home, you know, maybe midnight or so, and it's, honey, what are we gonna have tonight? You know what? Did you buy something for the shrimp? Can we do the chicken one? If it's simple ingredients and it's 1 pan, I'm ready to make a meal in 5 minutes, no problem. If I've been cooking all night, someone says, let's do like a souffle or a casserole, maybe we'll wait till the next Sunday or something. I like quick and easy when it's time to cook at home, and I like whole ingredients, not the processed stuff. If you're buying a can of cream of something or other, think again. You can make that stuff very simply. All right, dish number 2 is gonna be a chicken dish with a tomato sauce. Let me get my pan hot, and I'll show you how we do this. Again, starting with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We warm up my pan just a little bit before we go any further. I like to start with a hot pan. Helps my time. Got to be competitive, right? Who can cook faster? It's like a triathlon race. All right, as soon as I got some heat working here, I'm gonna add in some diced chicken breast. You can use any part of the chicken you want. The breast is usually very easy to come by and very easy to like. I've got some chicken breast. Just start dicing that up. Got a little bit of shallot. White onion, yellow onion, purple onion, whatever you like is okay. Onion and chicken. I want that to brown a little bit. I'm gonna give it some salt and pepper. Remember, we season everything, right? You want it to taste good, you gotta season it up. You wanna give it some real heat, you know, use a more complex spice, like one of my Creole spices or something, but if you're cooking for the kids, kinda go easy on it. I'm gonna add in a little chopped garlic also for some good flavor. And while this is cooking, it's gonna be a really cool tomato and basil sauce for this one, all right? While that's cooking, I need just a touch more oil. I don't want to dry out here. This is my favorite. Whole tomatoes, especially ones that are maybe just a touch on the soft side. Just get the little core out of there. May get a little messy. Grab them with your hands and just start squeezing and tearing them apart. This is going to become your sauce. Just rip them up. All the seeds, all the skins, everything. Right? It's going to be a really cool sauce, I promise you. I got samples for you too, don't worry. This is not a one dish, everybody in a arm wrestle for the finals. You don't have to eat 3 ghost peppers to prove you get the sample kind of thing. Anybody in the jalapeno contest later? Anybody got the stomach for it? No, I'm not doing it. All right, going to use a couple of good tomatoes. Make sure that your tomatoes are a little on the soft side. If you're buying the cheapest tomato out of the average grocery store or gas station, they're kind of like cardboard in flavor and taste and texture. Use something decent. Find a good tomato guy. If you don't have a good tomato guy, send me an email and I'll hook you up with a good tomato guy. Buy local, buy fresh, right? All right, chicken, onions, garlic, tomatoes. So far, this is looking pretty good. We're almost there. I'm gonna use 1 more tomato. This half will probably be enough. Much or as little as you like, totally up to you. We are getting somewhere now. See how those tomatoes just really start to soften up in there? All right, let's get that all the way to high. Cooking with some power up here. I'll pull the blowtorch out if I have to. This one's gonna get a touch of white wine also. Brings out a really nice acidity. Fun stuff. Last thing I wanna add here, a little bit of fresh basil. Now this can go over rice, this can go over pasta, this can be just in a bowl or a nice big kind of open dish by itself. Totally up to you as to what accompaniment you want, but we're talking about a fresh tomato sauce. Needs to cook just a little bit to make sure that chicken's done all the way through. We're gonna let it simmer down until it thickens to where it's just a nice sauce. I'll keep tossing it around. We're gonna reduce it just a little bit until I'm confident that my chicken's done all the way through. It's close. It's close. Uh-oh, you timing again? How close? I got 1.5 minutes. Well, I could tell a story for 1.5 minutes. We got plenty of time for this to work. I wish I had a good story that was like almost 1.5 minutes, but not quite. That would be perfect. All right. I do have time for a Dos Equis. How my Dos Equis guys doing down there? Once it hits your lips, you know, just whoo. All right. Last thing I'm going to do for this one, right when it goes in the bowl, I got about 30 seconds here on this one before it's done. That's a very simple sauce, right? Tomatoes, garlic, onion, nothing. Just crushing them up yourselves. A little white wine for acidity, which is key. Anytime you're tasting something, you're like, what is wrong? I usually like this sort of stuff. Is your salt level right? Is your acidity level right? Those are the 2 easiest things to correct for at the end. The wine is what's giving you the acidity, plus a little from the tomatoes. Salt should be fine. Yep. Sure enough. We're gonna go into this one. Number 2. Now, if you want to do it over pasta, if you want to do it over rice, you want to do it over potatoes, a lot of things you can do with that. Totally up to you. Woo! Those jalapenos are getting me from the first one. Woo! That's our second one. The last thing I'm going to do is give it a little bit of Parmesan over the top. Always adds a nice little acidity and a great little earthiness right at the end. Do a little touch more fresh basil at the end. Make sure it's all nice and bright and green. Do we make it? Do I have time for basil? There's always time for fresh basil. You probably have it growing in your yard whether or not you even know it. There we go. Nice and easy chicken. All right. Last one. I'm going to come over to this side over here. Last one, we're going to do some tenderloin. Anybody like tenderloin? Anybody like steak? Oh, baby. I'm hoping this one makes it. Let's see. My technology. Let's turn that one off. Get this one hot. Tenderloin, we're going to make a little whiskey sauce. Anybody had this one before? Oh, man. Really changed the bourbon game in my head. I love TX whiskey. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. See if I can keep that going. All right. I'm going to put this grill pan over on this one. I know I said one pan and one grill. How's that? One pan and one grill. All right, I've got a tenderloin filet here. Any steak will do, but I happen to love a great filet. So let's cut this guy in half. Otherwise, you're not making your 5 minutes. I'm going to season it well with salt and pepper. Has somebody got a megaphone out there? What's going on? I got the feeling I'm being heckled. All right, a little tenderloin, salt and pepper on each side. I'm going to take this with me. All right, once my pan is smoking hot, you know what? I'm going to use a different oil this time. I'm going to use vegetable oil because it gets a nice hot smoke point. Extra virgin olive oil was great for the others because it was just kind of getting started. Once you cook really nice olive oil very long, you lose all the flavors. This one's going to cook it pretty hard, so I don't necessarily want to use an extra virgin olive oil. We use just a kind of a regular old vegetable oil, like a canola, something like that. Get it to where it's nice and hot. Roll it around in there once. Give these guys, yeah, right there. Now, I'm going to take the asparagus. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to give them just a little bit of that oil I had. I blanched these in water for like 2 minutes. I mean, just barely enough to make them, you know, stay green and soften the tiniest bit. Not much. Just blanched. Put them right on top of this grill. I like to do this over a wood grill, to be honest, get that really cool wood smoke flavor. And I hit it with our Creole seasoning blend. That's the one. And I'm not talking about a little bit. I mean, I hit it. Asparagus has to taste good, right? Roll them around. I just want to get some grill marks on those guys. That'll be the base of our plate in a little bit. So let's see our tenderloin. How are we doing? I'm missing my tools. Anybody see where I put my tongs? I lost them. All right. There's a way to flip those steaks without them. Let's see if I can do it. Woo! Got them. They got to be here somewhere. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. I've been practicing that for hours. Surely I put my tongs over here somewhere. Anybody see them? It's got to be another set. We'll use a fork. We'll MacGyver our way through this. Why not? All right. It's tenderloin. I just want to cook this medium rare. Rare to medium rare. I just want to sear both sides. Get this nice, dark, caramelized color. Brown is not just a color, it's a flavor. When you caramelize the outside of your proteins like that, you develop really rich, intense, wonderful flavors. Don't just sort of put it in there and turn the pan on. Hot pan first, make sure it's going when it hits. Really caramelize both sides, then it should be done. These asparagus, oh man, looking good. We get those guys right on our plate. Woo! Don't do this with your fingers. Mine have been through some abuse. I got asbestos mitts here. Little asparagus right down here in the middle. I love that nice charred grill color. You get a really cool roasted flavor off of that. We're going to put our tenderloin right on top. We'll make a real quick sauce in the same pan. While this is still going, touch more oil, shallot, little shiitake mushroom, some jalapenos. Add or don't add jalapenos, totally your call on that one. All right, little bit of garlic. I don't know if I can make savory food without garlic. I'm not sure I've ever tried. It's one of the only staples in every single major cuisine of the world. Thai food, Indian food, African food, Italian food. Everybody uses garlic. Woo! Not everybody uses jalapenos. Hello, Texas. We got a little bourbon in there. Since it's electric, it's not going to catch fire, I hope. I think I'll take a couple things with me. Yeah. Add a little bit of cream to make this a nice sauce. Again, salt and pepper. Grab a little bit of both while I'm at it. Just going to make sure this thickens up and makes a real pretty sauce for us. This one's almost done. Woo! Little bit of bourbon, a little bit of cream makes this real sweet flavor. Bourbon is aged in barrels. It starts off as completely clear as vodka or gin, goes into a charred barrel and gets these cool flavors. Vanilla, a little bit of toast, all those cool sweet characteristics are from the barrel, which I think work great with steak. We're gonna put that right on top of these guys. That is what I'm talking about. There we go. We've got pico de gallo shrimp, nice tomato sauce chicken, and some tenderloin with jalapeno shiitake bourbon cream sauce. Did I hear some frogs out there? Even wearing purple? Don't hurt anybody. I deflated these ahead of time, all the way in the back. Go long. Oh my. Is she okay? Do we need an incident form? Did you steal my tongs? Folks, I hope you're having a great time at the show today. There's all kinds of fun booths out there. Please work your way around, grab some samples here in just a minute. We'll be bringing them out. Enjoy the show. If you'd like a cookbook, I'm happy to personalize them, or any of my spices, I'm at the booth right back there. Have a great time, everybody.
Chef Jon Bonnell, everybody. Always the hit is that looks delicious, Chef. Congratulations. You've done it again, by Jove.
By Jove? I don't even know Jove.
Jove, thank you. Sampling, of course, compliments of our friends at Irving Cares. If you feel so led to make a donation to our friends, 100% of the proceeds stay right here in Irving. Irving Cares is a hand up, not a handout, but enjoy the samples of these three incredible dishes from Chef Jon Bonnell. And coming up at 1 o'clock, it's the Throwdown Part 2. The Cowboy Cook Grady Spears and Chef Sarah Penrod gonna do Battle ZestFest Battle Chicken Fried Steak. That comes up at 1 o'clock right here at the Celebrity Chef stage.